Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the TS5, the Tier 8 American non-turreted premium tank destroyer located on the north spawn of Pilsen Encounter. It's under the command of BassmanFromHell. Yes, he's in action again in the same tank destroyer. You saw him in a short while ago in another video, but this time round he's in an encounter battle on Pilsen. Not many people actually do encounter on Pilsen. Well, most people have encounter switched off, but yes, encounter on Pilsen means not only fighting out for the factory, but the main factory as well. Okay, so he's making his way in his virtually indestructible tank destroyer. I say virtually, but it can actually be killed with the right set of circumstances. Artillery can do a lot of damage, and if you get shot in the side, that also can crimp your style, but he's found a spot which is actually quite a good spot with the mound of rubble just in front of him, but it is vulnerable to Arty, this position. I know, because I usually use my Arty to hit anyone who comes up to that mound of rubble. Yeah, he's decided he's not going to go in there because apparently there's no enemy tanks on that side. There are enemy tanks just across the way in the south factory. Oh no, run into the support. Okay, there's a number of targets he can hit. Now, he was spotted as he crossed there, but the enemy wasn't quick enough to actually get a shot into him. And from this spot, he is likely to get hit by Arty, so he will more than likely take a round or two. But when he pulls down from this position, he is hulled down very well. Oh, beautiful shot. The Super Chaffee took a big pen there. 413 hit points. It's 400 alpha. And he took a high roll, which almost wiped him out with one round. You see, this mubble is actually very good for pushing the gun up, and the gun depression is enough for him to get shots on the enemy. And there goes the Super Chaffee. Yeah, he just pushed it, and he really hasn't got the armor to stand up to a TS5. Really, it's a very silly thing, because, well, this thing does have 5 degrees of gun depression, but it is very, very good at taking out enemy tanks, which very weak armor. Oh, Crusader! An even sillier thing to do, and he takes a penetrating shot for 424, and his rounds just will bounce off the TS5 hull. Nothing he can do, and he's out the game as well. But that's a nice, well, 680 hit points of damage that Bassman's collected. And now he's going to take on an IS-2, and it'll easily pen that guy. But he needs to be careful when he pulls back. He did take a round in the tracks, but no damage done. And if he gets rid of this gate, he can shoot through it. And, oh, easy shot into a G2 for 402. Bouncing the rounds that come back, no problem. So long as you keep that angle right, you're easily going to bounce the rounds that come back at you. Now, it's only 20 degrees either side, well, 10 degrees either side, 20 degrees overall that you can shoot in this vehicle. So you do have to be able to turn, and it is like most tank destroyers, the gun that's at the front, the pointy end, and so long as you can stay in front of the pointy end, or keep the enemy in front of the pointy end, you're okay. But if they get behind you, you are going to be in trouble. Okay, the IS-2 realises how much danger he's in. He pulled back, but he hasn't pulled back enough. And Bassman is going to punish him for that. 418 hit points. He's relatively safe from Arty in this position here, unless the Arty has positioned himself in those bushes at the back. And, oh yes, they did. But the Arty did absolutely no damage whatsoever. The Arty round bounced off and only stunned him. No damage at all. You saw that 550 bounced from the Arty. The Arty round just hit and did absolutely nothing, and that can be very frustrating for an M44 driver, as it is an M44. Now, he has pulled back now because there's a KV3 just across the way, and he doesn't really want to be fighting those two whilst having to deal with that IS-2 too. In fact, what he's decided to do instead is actually pull away and go around the corner and engage the KV3 as he moves towards him. KV3 is actually coming up rather quickly. And here we go. KV3 bounces around, but Bassman doesn't. and he's just going to hammer this tank. He could go into the, yeah, go right in and, yeah, punch holes in him. High roll, 457. The KV3 is going to be toast for the next round. Just waiting for it to go in, and there you go. What a waste of a KV3. But that's TS7 heavy. Gone down. Now, if he goes over to the corner, he might be able to deal with that IS-22. Or can he? No, the IS-22's gone behind the other factories. So, oh, T-29. Yes, we can easily handle T-29s. After all, he killed our tank. We might as well kill him. Okay, so Mr. T-29 pulls back around the corner just in time to avoid getting penetrated. He was at a very acute angle when he did pull around that corner. Bassman's decided to go back to the gate. Yeah, that Samura's moving around on him. And can he get to that corner in time? Yes, very nice. Samura's a one-shot now, although he is a 5-shot autoloader. He probably knows Bassman's here, but he's been taken out. The Samura was killed by our M44, which is good news. And I think Bassman... Oh, there's the T-29 again. He came around the corner. He's trying to escape. It looks to me like he's got the 105mm gun. 338 of that shot. Yeah, he's pulled back around the corner again. But the T-150, only a short distance away, is a one-shot. And the T-29 wanted to come around the corner and couldn't. I think what we need to do now is try and tempt that T-150 to come around the corner. And he does. Oh, almost. Almost had him. Now we've got the T-29. Yep, big shot into the side. Did he get in the tracks? Nobody tried to get a shot and he failed. Which means the T-150 was emboldened to come around the corner. There's only 4 left on Bassman's team. He bounces around from the T-150. That looks to be the derp gun, but he's going to take this guy out now. Yeah, there you go. And the T-29, well, he's got around the other side to try and get behind Bassman. And not a good idea. There's 6 left on... Was that 7 left? 6 left on the enemy team. And he just got hit in the ass by an AMX CDA-105 tank destroyer. That's also a tier 8 premium. Shakes the reticule to get it on target. Fires 1 round in and the guy's gone. Just like that. So it's 3 versus 4 now. And he's got a top gun. That's the Arty saying hello. Yeah, I think the Arty now considers that Bassman is probably the biggest threat to his team because he's got a top gun. He obviously realises this guy is not going to be stopped easily. But the Bassman is basically a splash kill for the M44, so he doesn't want to get too close to anywhere where the M44 can get a shot on him. The best place for him to be right now would be to be in the cap area and just around the corner next to these walls where the M44 can't hit him. And then the enemy has to come to him. They've only got 3 left, the T-3485, the Jagdpanther and the M44. Okay, so this point now, he just needs his last remaining teammate, who's a T-3485M, to stand guard and let him know when the enemy's coming. The T-3485 on the enemy team was seen up in the northeast corner of the map, on that plateau. We don't know if he's still there, but if the T-3485 stands guard, he should be able to tell us where that guy is. We just need to know when the enemy's coming and where from, so that we can get the pointy end in the right direction. But you don't want to move away from the protection of these walls, because otherwise Arty will definitely have a go. And, well, the T-3485 is moving a wreck in to provide a bit of extra cover. I'm not sure that's the best thing to do, but I think he thinks that the enemy's coming from this direction. And yes, he's right, because there comes the T-3485. Now, don't move away too far from this area. And the Jagdpanther's over there as well. Now, our T-3485's okay, but the Bassman is having to fend off these shots. He doesn't want to get hit by Arty, though, from behind. Still got 2 in the cap. Now, Bassman's just aligning the wreck better so he can shoot over the engine deck. Okay, there's the T-3485. We still can't see the Jagdpanther, but he must be out in the coal pits somewhere and just outside range, so we can't see him. Yes, he is. And he's firing in HE now to try and get resets. Okay. Oh, the T-3485 got hit by an HE. Now, I wonder if the M44 will reposition himself. Oh, and that was the Jagdpanther with an HE round. And it's just the T-3485 now. And the M44 is repositioned. He's right behind our T-3485, who just took a round. And he's now one shot. The M44 tried to kill him and failed. The T-3485 is running towards him to try and get the kill. I'm not sure he's doing the right thing. He should just drive straight at the M44, who's only got a 15-second reload, but instead he went around the houses and the T-3485 finished him. So I'm afraid this one was a defeat, but it was certainly a valiant defeat by Bassman. He tried to win it and on this occasion failed. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Here's the end of battle stats for that game, and it was an ace tanker for the Bassman from Hell in the TS5 in this game. Even though he was defeated, he did enough damage to get, as he says, a wheelbarrow full of awards. Yes, he got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, sharpshoot for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy. He also got a master gunner for getting 5 penetrating hits in a row, as well as a duelist for taking down 2 tanks that damaged him, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 8. He got a cool-headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets and non-penetrating shots in a row, the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, but sadly I'm afraid he got taken out by the Jagdpanther with an HE round at the end when they were capping. The win rate for the game was 8,935, which is a very high score, super income standard, but I'm afraid it was a loss. Let's have a look at team score. 5,078 hit points of damage in that one. The next high score being the Oni with 2,047, and after that it was the T29 with 1,926. When it came to kills, it was Bassman again with 6 kills. The next highest scorer only had half as many. That was the T-3485 and the Scorpion G on the enemy team. And then there was 3 tanks with 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's the only one to get over 1,000. He did get the highest base XP. He's got the top in all 3 columns. But as I said before, he was on the losing team. 1,027 base to him. 922 to the best player on the enemy team, their T-3485. And 901 to the other T-3485 on their team. The Jagdpanther, who got the kill on him, only 699, so he didn't do much in that game. He did get some damage, but nowhere near enough, and unfortunately, in the end, Bassman fell to his gun. He fired 20 rounds in that game, got 19 direct hits and 16 penetrations, so good accuracy. Didn't always get a pen though, because he did hit the tracks a few times on the enemy tanks. 5,078 hit points of damage, all of it at close range. 31 hits received from the enemy, only 4 of which actually penetrated, 25 non-penetrations and 3 hits by way of splash damage. 4,410 hit points of damage blocked by the armour. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, and 301 hit points of damage assistance. On the credit side, on the premium count, he earned 130,470 credits on that game, even though it was a loss, and he still made 70,635 credits from Holiday Ops, 10,800 for Courageous Resistance, that's for getting a Battle Hero or an Epic Medal in a losing game. He actually got 2 Battle Hero medals. And 211,905 credits altogether. If he'd actually won this game, that figure would have been a hell of a lot higher, possibly even closer to 300,000 credits overall. 9,000 for repair, 21,200 for ammunition. He took away 181,705 credits from a lost game. Yeah, that's a huge total in anyone's book. 1,540 XP, 841 for Courageous Resistance, 238 for this being a premium vehicle, took away 2,620 experience points altogether. So it just goes to show a good player in the TS5 can generate a lot of credits. It's one of those tanks like the Scorpion or like the SU-130PM, which generates credits hand over fist. And so if you need credits to buy other tanks, this is the tank that you need to train up and get really good, because you can generate a lot. You just need to remember it's a traditional tank destroyer. Keep your front towards the enemy. Don't let them get behind you. take a defensive position and just blast the enemy into oblivion, and you will have a great time. It's a fun little tank with very good pen. It's very nice to play. I always enjoy the TS5, so well done to Bassman for getting such a good total. Commiserations for the fact that you did get wiped out at the end, but it was a good try. It just didn't work on this occasion. It will on the next one, and at least you got your first ace tanker in this game. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.